Metals Focus have just put out an emergency update trying to give reasons why the silver price is shooting up so much. They're blaming lots of other things apart from the truth. The truth is that demand is outstripping supply, both from investment and industrial demand. Demand is demand. Demand for silver, it doesn't matter where it's from, it is demand. And they have been lying about their numbers for a long time, for decades. They're lying. I think it's at least double what they say demand is. They are underreporting because of the bankers. The short squeeze is on. It's the mother of all short squeezes. This is a short squeeze on silver. And they have been lying about how much has been used by military, by solar panels, by all consumer electronics, all electrical gadgets. And the rapid increase in technology that the human race is going through is using more and more silver. And they have been lying about it. And they need to be called out for their lies. A lot of people are starting to realize now that they've been reporting the wrong numbers for silver, as well as Jeffrey Christian, the CPM group, and the Silver Survey. Jeffrey Christian from the CPM group, Metals Focus, they are all lying for the bankers because the bankers have been going short, selling a lot of silver they haven't got. Listen to what Bixweir says.
Is going up, other than the obvious, is that they were underreporting the amount of physical silver that was being consumed by the industrial side, and now we've run out. This is the problem when you lie, cheat, and steal and give people the wrong information for decades. The amount of silver consumed on the industrial side is probably double what the Silver Institute and Metals Focus will tell you, and Jeffrey Christian. Those are the three mouthpieces for the industry. The industry meaning the banker side of the query.
They are the mouthpieces for the bankers. Why the bankers? Why are the bankers lying about how much silver is used in industry? What's it got to do with them? Well, you have to understand what a short squeeze is. What is going short? To understand what is going short, I've used the illustration many times of a motorcycle. Say if I advertised a really nice classic motorcycle that is very valuable, very sought after, in pristine condition at a very good price, and I advertise it for sale. First person that rings up, I say to him, look, you can buy it now, you have to pay for it now, and you have to get it later, okay, it's in storage. He's fine with that, okay, yep, good, okay, he pays for it. Next person rings up, says, have you still got it? And I lie, and I say, yes, it's still available, but you have to pay for it now, you can't collect it until later, is that okay with you? Yeah, he does it. He pays for it now. Now, I do this to several hundred people. Now, I've got a lot of funds. They've all paid for this bike. They've all paid for it. Now, I've got a lot of funds coming. I'm getting very wealthy, very powerful. And what if I did this with a huge number of bikes, sell them all thousands of times? Each bike that I sold, I'm short several hundred bikes. Now, if the price of that bike goes down, I've made a profit because when I go and buy those bikes, I buy at a lower price than when I sold it for. But if the price of the bike goes up, I'm in trouble. I've got to go and buy those bikes. And a short squeeze is when, as you start to cover your short position, you start to buy. There's a shortage now because you're going into the market and buying these bikes, and now there's more buyers than sellers, and you're desperately trying to buy. You need to buy. The price is going up. If you cover 10 or 20% of your short position, you've wiped out all inventory, and you've got to try and buy more, and the price is going up. It feeds on itself. This is a short squeeze. That's exactly what the bankers have done with silver for decades. It's not just the bankers, it's other places as well. They've been selling silver they haven't got, taking in the funds, getting very, very wealthy. They've got all these funds coming in, and they owe all this silver. And if the silver price went down, they'd be very happy. When the time comes to go and buy that silver, it'll be cheaper than they sold it for. But they sold it at much lower prices than today. And I want to talk how this relates to what I'm doing, the work I'm doing with promissory notes. Because promissory notes are cash is promissory notes. In the UK, all 5, 10s, 20s and 50s say on it, I promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of £5 or £10, £20 or £50. And that is sterling. The currency is sterling. Pounds of sterling silver. It's the same thing. They are writing promissory notes. They're short silver. Every £5 note they create, that is short silver. But they want you to be confused by that now. And they say, no, we suspended the convertibility. Well, you are short silver. Now, we can't answer the question, how will they honour that question? How will they honour that promise? At the moment, it's a woman called Sarah John who signs the 5, 10s, 20s and 50s. And she signs this promise. She's making a promise that she promises to pay you this amount of weight of sterling silver. A £5 note is a promise to pay £5 of sterling silver, monetary precious metal. How will she honour that promise? We don't need to know that. All we need to know is that we write these promissory notes, as you see on the screen. It says, I irrevocably and unconditionally promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of this many pounds sterling. And we make that promise. And some people are worried, yeah, but you're going to have to come up with that much silver. Well, yes, we will if the Bank of England honour theirs, because it says underneath that, in the same like manner and form as would be the Bank of England at the time of payment. That is the promise you're signing. You're signing that promise. So however Sarah John honours all of her promises, that is how we will honour our promises. Now, this is an example of one that's been made out for £22,000. It's £21,995 in the handwritten promissory note and a £5 promissory note from Sarah John. Total £22,000. And there's a little secret which I'm now going to say, because a lot of people know this now. We've been hiding behind the £5 note a tracking device which battery lasts about 5 months or so. And now everybody knows about it who are involved in this. And it is such a brilliant idea. After 5 months, the battery's flat, but the last place it was after 5 months is probably where it's going to stay. There are many reasons why this is amazing to do this. They're going to make claims. They're going to say, no, we don't accept promissory notes. We may destroy it or throw it away. They know that if they return it to you, payment made is payment made. Payment offered, payment returned is payment made. They can't return that £5 note, and because then they'd be returning the other one as well. They want to return the other one. Sometimes they do. They try and return it to you. But most of the time, they know they cannot refuse even part payment. So they have to accept it. But they will always try and say, we don't accept promissory notes. This is the tracker that we put behind the £5 note. It's ultra thin, thinner than a credit card. It's so thin you can't have a charge point on it. So you have to charge it wirelessly like that. The battery lasts about 5 months. There's a few other secrets. This is one secret I'm releasing on my channel now. I've got a few other secrets that I am incorporating into our promissory notes. But the main question is, people are worried. If I write this promise to pay £29,000 sterling, I make that promise and I sign it. That is a promise that you have made. Will I have to come up with £29,000 of sterling silver as the promise? Well, yes, you would if the Bank of England honour all of their promissory notes with sterling silver. If they did that, then yes, you would. I did an interview with Richard Vobes and he had to take the interview down because some people were saying, you're promising to pay that much sterling silver. I mean, £29,000, that's like 15 metric tons of sterling silver. Well, think what the Bank of England would have to come up with. They would have to come up with trillions of tons of silver. If they were going to honour all of their promissory notes, both paper and digital, that they've expanded the supply by, they would have to come up with trillions of tons. There's only 60 million ounces of silver ever been mined in all of history. And about 1% of that is left in available supply. So I give a personal guarantee the Bank of England cannot. We don't know how they're going to honour their promise, but however they honour their promise, we will honour our promises in the same way. So when they come and say, when are you going to pay this? When are you going to pay this promissory note? That's a good question. I also want to know the answer to that question. I can't speak for them. I can't speak for the bank. You'll have to ask them. How will they honour that promise?